So it's Sunday the 3rd of May 2015 and the sun has come out just a few moments ago after some torrential rain, and I guess we averaged about 100 millimeters a day. We definitely got our 300 that they predicted spread over 3 days, and last night it just bucketed down, and there was lightning, but it wasn't like the interior of the storm, which was quite frightening. Anyhow, when we got a break in the weather yesterday, as I mentioned, I came and planted some macadamias. So I had previously put lily pillies in along this base of the mountain, but some of them just didn't stand the test of time. But we have to keep modifying and changing so that we give the plants the best chance for survival. So I've put macadamias in all the way along here, and I've just popped them in. Just, I haven't sort of made anything special. There's a couple up the back, just kind of higgledy-piggledy along here where they were required, because in some places I had avocados popping up and other places I had lily pillies. I think it'll be really beautiful. The macadamias do take here because of the natural ferns that are growing. Now I think the other thing that really hit home last night, because these got watered in thankfully overnight, which was beautiful, because I must have put about 20 in amongst all the others that are going quite well. And yes, little avocados and lily pillies and mangoes popping up everywhere as well, and some major plantings in there too. But I think the thing that really rang home was the organic and humus layers of the soil, and how they contribute to alkalinity of the soil, especially like avocados. That's one of my avos, and a tree fern and some ferns, some basil behind. Avos, they just love nutrient-rich soils, and building up the soils and making them, just building them up and making them nutritious is adding to the alkalinity of the soil, which is fantastic, because otherwise naked bare soils are exposed and most likely more acidic. So the weeds are actually contributing to the pH value of the soils and adding that nutrient load. And not only that, they're photosynthesizing and producing oxygen at the same time. So there's so many benefits to them. But if you think about a nutrient-rich soil being more alkaline, or up, lifting the pH levels up towards 7, and that soils that are sprayed with chemicals, and as you can sort of see across there, and where there's nothing, the bare earth, you're getting erosion, you're getting acidity. There's just just terrible things. Whereas the soil that is covered with plants and trees, and if the soils are allowed to build up with humus and compost, is you're starting to lift the pH up again, and you're getting a highly productive surface area and plant area, so like you'd find in the forests. So yeah, and I think rainfall, or not rainfall, but water levels also contribute, because they influence the biomass, which then influences the pH. So I think where you find large biomass, you find higher quantities of, like, higher levels in the pH, so getting up into your 7s. And you also find that in the open areas that are exposed, where it's dry, water levels are less, and areas that are exposed to sunlight, that your pH levels start to drop down to the 5s and 4s and so on. So this whole biomass and biological component of building up the soils and using your trees for sustainability is really fantastic. And I really enjoyed popping in my little Maccas yesterday, and I know they're going to struggle and it's going to take them a while, but I hope that they come along. And I think with farming and planting is you just have to keep trying. So yeah, I remember hearing that a long time ago, that if at first you don't succeed, try again. But it's not that. It was that everything, farming is like a experiment almost, and some things aren't going to work, so you have to keep going with it. The other thing I did was pick some of my basil yesterday too, so I'm gonna have a nice lunch today. Pesto pasta. Yeah, the joys of gardening, trials and errors, that's right, the trials and errors of gardening. It you try things, and if it works you go with it, if it doesn't, try something else or keep trying. So, but yeah, it's not a guaranteed thing, but I've tried to use as much science and gain as much knowledge as I can to help me in my decision making. So this is not just me trialing, this is based on sound science and known facts. And I just think the trees will, because they're getting the protection and the soils are more nutritious, the trees have a higher success, will have a higher success rate.